In the near future, the United States has been transformed by a political movement known as the New Founding Fathers of America. Rising to power after a devastating economic collapse, they introduce a controversial annual event called the Purge. For 12 hours every year, all crime, including murder, is legal, while police, fire departments, and hospitals are unavailable. Over the years, supporters claim the Purge has revitalized the nation, reducing unemployment to historic lows and virtually eliminating crime. Critics, however, argue that the event primarily targets the poor, vulnerable, and marginalized, allowing the wealthy to survive while the disadvantaged suffer. Sandin returns home to his upscale gated community in Los Angeles to prepare for the upcoming Purge. James has prospered greatly from the event, becoming the top salesman at his company by selling expensive home security systems designed to protect families during the annual chaos. He lives comfortably with his wife Mary, teenage daughter Zoe, and young son Charlie. Confident in his latest security upgrades, James reassures his family that they will be safe throughout the night. As the evening begins, tensions within the family become apparent. Charlie questions the morality of the Purge and struggles to understand how legalized violence can supposedly benefit society. Meanwhile, Zoe is frustrated by her father's strict attitude toward her relationship with an older boy named Henry. Unknown to the family, Henry has secretly entered the house before lockdown and intends to confront James directly. At 7 p.m., emergency broadcasts announce the start of the Purge. James activates the security system, sealing every door and window behind thick metal barriers. The family settles in for what they expect to be another uneventful night. However, Charlie soon notices something disturbing on the security monitors: a wounded and terrified stranger running through the neighborhood while armed attackers pursue him. Hearing the man's desperate pleas for help, Charlie disobeys his father and temporarily disables the security system, allowing the stranger to enter the house. The decision immediately throws the family into danger. As James attempts to secure the situation, Henry confronts him downstairs with a handgun, blaming James for standing between him and Zoe. James reacts quickly, shooting Henry before he can kill him. Mortally wounded, Henry collapses and later dies in Zoe's bedroom. While the family struggles to process the shocking events, the stranger vanishes somewhere inside the house. Moments later, a group of masked young adults arrives outside. Led by a calm but deeply unsettling figure, they reveal that the stranger is their intended Purge victim. The leader politely but firmly demands that the Sandins surrender him. When James refuses, the leader warns that everyone inside the house will die unless the stranger is handed over. As the gang surrounds the property, James realizes a terrifying truth: the security system he has sold to countless customers is not invincible. Given enough time and determination, it can be breached. The family desperately searches the house for the stranger, eventually capturing him. Although turning him over would save their lives, they cannot bring themselves to condemn an innocent man to execution. Choosing compassion over self-preservation, they decide to protect him. The gang launches a full-scale assault on the home. Explosives and heavy tools gradually destroy the security barriers, allowing dozens of armed intruders to enter. What follows is a brutal fight for survival as the Sandins are forced to defend themselves room by room. James, who once viewed the Purge as a necessary part of society, witnesses firsthand the horror it creates. He kills several attackers while trying to protect his family but is ultimately overpowered. In a final act of sacrifice, he saves his loved ones before being fatally stabbed by the gang's leader. Just when all hope seems lost, help arrives from an unexpected source. The Sandins' wealthy neighbors intervene, killing the remaining gang members and rescuing Mary and her children. At first, the family believes they have been saved. However, the truth is far more sinister. The neighbors reveal that they harbor deep resentment toward James and his family. They blame the Sandins' financial success on the fear generated by the Purge and resent the wealth James has accumulated while others struggled. Led by Grace Farron, the neighbors restrain Mary, Zoe, Charlie, and the stranger. They calmly explain that they intend to murder the Sandins themselves, believing their deaths will restore balance to the neighborhood. Before they can carry out the execution, the stranger breaks free and returns armed. He kills one of the neighbors and takes Grace hostage, giving the Sandins a chance to survive. Despite everything that has happened, Mary refuses to allow more bloodshed. She convinces the stranger not to continue killing and insists that everyone simply wait for the Purge to end. As dawn approaches, tensions remain high, but Mary stands firm. When Grace attempts to reassert control, Mary violently subdues her, making it clear that the cycle of murder must stop. Finally, at 7 a.m., sirens signal the end of the Purge. The surviving neighbors are forced to leave, defeated and humiliated. Mary thanks the stranger for helping save her family, though the cost has been enormous. James is dead, Henry is dead, and the illusion of safety that once defined their lives has been shattered forever.